In this video, I'm gonna take a chorus idea I got with a voice memo here. It's not crazy.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In the moment, you'll find out.
That's enough of that. You'll hear more later in the video. We're gonna bring it into Wingman 2.0, and I'm going to produce this out to be a chorus that I could turn into a record. Are you here for it? If you are, drop some love and let's get started. Oh yeah, I'm hyped. I'm all jacked up on energy drink and we are ready to make a chorus. So what I've done already is pulled the voice memo in to Logic Pro and I found the BPM, which it looks like it's sitting around 116 BPM, and I got it to a click, and then I'll explain what I've done here as well, and then we're gonna open up Wingman 2.0 and we're gonna get to work on this thing. But let's listen to it with a click here, and this is just the voice memo.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you'll call in clouds.
All right, so the voice memo, I had the idea down, so I actually just cheated and recorded it right here because I had my TLM 103 open and I was like, yeah, let's make this better. And then I threw some Memo tune on it just to get it in tune. It's in F sharp minor, and let's see what we can do here. So the first step you got to do with Wingman is just throw it on your master bus. It's going to listen to everything. Take the click off because I realize it'll actually record the click into Wingman and then it'll make a stem for the drums or percussion or whatever, right? So just take the click off and all we're going to do is hit this record button. Now make sure a couple things here that you have your loop set up, right? So this loop, like if you have something with a pickup, it's like a pickup before the one, then you need to set up your loop right and make sure that it's right, or else Wingman's gonna get kind of confused with the progression, okay? So I have this coming in on the and, right? So one and, that's where the vocal comes in. And then the progression goes for 16 bars. So we have sort of like a beginning of the chorus here, and then we have a tagline section that is more of a melody thing, and I don't have any lyrics for. But you're gonna hear it as I hit record here, and let's capture it into Wingman.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you'll call in clouds. Don't let it fall, don't let it fade, don't let it fall, hey, don't let it fall, don't let it fade, don't let it fall, yeah.
So fun. All right. Like I said, I'm pretty jacked up on caffeine right now. Woo! Got my Wingman with me. Let's lock in. All right. I actually want this to be dope. So the challenge here is going to be to make a chorus out of this, a fully produced chorus out of a voice memo. And I know a lot of you producers out there, writers out there, you got like a bunch of ideas on your hard drive, on your phone. So this is going to kind of help you explore those ideas. And I've been having a lot of fun with this software, so I wanted to show it off to you guys. So right away, it got the key right, F sharp minor. Right? This is F sharp minor, A major. And right down here, you can flip through chord progressions. You have the chords and the bass here. So this is going to play piano chords to start, and bass, it's like a synth bass kind of thing. And it's all just kind of whole notes. So bar chords, whole notes, let's hear what it did, and we will flip through chord progressions, and I'll show you how to change the chords out and all that good stuff.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you'll call in clouds. Don't let it fall, don't let it fade, don't let it fall, hey,
I'm actually pretty happy with the very first chord progression it gave me, right? Like this is pretty locked in. We can switch things out, but let's check out some other progressions here. So this is chord progression 2, and I'm just gonna flip through them a little bit.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you'll call in clouds.
Like, it's pretty cool though. That is giving me a different idea for the song that I may have not thought of, because this feels more emotional and dramatic going down the scale like that. Kind of fun. Let's go to progression 3.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment.
That's an automatic no for me starting on the 7. Like, nah, I'm cool. That sounds terrible. All right, let's listen to 4.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you'll call in clouds.
Not Not a fan of that either, but there's things you can tweak, and I want to show you how to do that. So I'm going to go back to chord progression 1, and what I like to do is just mess around with these chords. So the first thing you can do is click on any of the chords, and it'll open up this box, and you're allowed to, you're allowed, it'll allow you to invert, it'll allow you to choose from suggested chords or chords in the scale or more advanced chords, which is kind of fun, especially if you're doing like very cinematic score stuff, you're writing something for sync that's supposed to be this like really dramatic moment, you know what I mean? You can do this with just like a violin lead, bring it in, and you can build your chords and your harmonic structure around that. So there's a lot to do in here and a lot that you can do. But I'm gonna go to suggested, and then I'm going to flip through a couple of these. First of all, I wanna start on the 1 on this one, so I don't wanna mess with that, but I might want to mess with this second chord being the 7th, okay? So let's play the progression and then just kind of pick different chords for the second chord. So now let's preview this. It's like a little bit more colorful, right, with that 5/7. And it's really cool because it's a minor 5/7. So we got the C sharp minor 7. And then we'll go to this third one, and this is the 3. So we got the A. But what if we want to go to, let's mess with it a little bit. We can go here and we can invert it a little bit. So maybe this goes up a little higher or it goes down a little lower. Go and live in the moment, baby. In the moment, you'll find out. Now we have this sort of like down, up kind of feel for that verse part, right? The intro. And I think that's cool, like the ability to tweak all the chords like that. The other thing you can do within this is go to the chords, just click on this box. And you can also do this while you're in here. You just go to sound design, and this will allow us to mess with the rhythm, because obviously we don't just want block chords. I mean, that's gonna be a really boring song. So let's go here and check out some of these rhythm editor presets here. And I'm going to go to the 8-bar measure just so I can zoom out a little bit. And then you can also go to like a 16th note grid if you wanted to, just to show you, different edit points. And as you can see, you can move any of this, right? So these are actual like the rhythm of the chords playing. So if I wanted to play a bar chord, this would be, a full measure bar chord. If I wanted to play half measures, right, like half notes, I could go half note here, right, go all the way, boom, and then click here, and then I got another half note, and I'm probably zoomed way too far out. It's not the best example, but now it's gonna go bum, 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 right? So now we have a different rhythm, but let's check out some of these kind of preset rhythms in here. Let's listen to them. Go and live in the moment, baby, in the moment, you'll find out. Go and live in the moment, baby, in the moment, you'll find out. Pretty dope, right? So I know that second chord's pretty colorful. It's like almost too colorful for me, but and also I kind of want to re-invert this A. Go and live in the moment, baby, in the moment, you'll find out. I like the ability to kind of mess with the progression, because I don't like progressions that stay the same all the way through. So this C sharp minor, the 5/7, I think we want to do this on the second time around, So like, let's go back to the 7 here. I'm just going to grab that. And then I'm going to save that. And sorry, it's like it plays, it actually like, will play it as you click on it. And then here on the second time around on bar 5, we're going to go here and we're going to do the 5/7 here. And I think that'll be a little bit more of like a little color texture as it comes in, right? Go and live in the moment, baby, in the moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds. And you'll notice another thing, when we're using the syncopation, this golden syncopation, see how it's like coming up here? So if you want it to stay the same chord and it's not playing like a different part of the chord on the rhythm editor, we can just bring that down here, right? So we're not switching like the octave or the different notes. We're just going to play that straight kind of thing, right? And you could paint in whatever you want for the actual rhythm, which is really fun. And I've had a lot of fun with this. Go and live in the moment, baby, in the moment, you'll find out. Dope. Loving that. And my voice is driving me crazy because like there's no effects or anything on it. So let's talk about some effects. Let's add some effects to the vocal. Now, when you do capture anything into Wingman, you're going to get stems. So if you captured in like a full track, you had like ideas down, you know, you had a mic in your rehearsal studio and you're playing with the band and you had a song idea and you popped it in here, it would stem it out, which is really cool. And I'll show that to you later. But what we can do is we can come into any of these stems and mess around with them. We could solo them, mute them, you know, pan them, turn them up and down, etc. And one of the coolest functions here is the convert to MIDI. So now I can take this MIDI from this vocal and just bring it right into my DAW. And that's really cool because now I have the melody of my vocal right here in MIDI in case I wanted to turn that into a synth or something to support the vocal. I could even like come in here and, you know, grab the MIDI notes and go 1, 2, 3, you know, and bring them up or down so I can find harmony ideas, which is a really, really cool idea. And I thought that was fun. Really fun workflow with this plugin. So now I'm going to, because we got to make this a chorus, I want to grab the effects section on some of this stuff. So let's go to the chords here and double click. And then you can see the effects are built right in right here. And this is kind of fun because now I can turn on piano effects, or I could turn on reverb, or I could turn on OTT, right? So now you have like, you know, all these different kind of vibes, filters, like maybe the piano is like a filtered piano, right? So let's turn on this filter and let's mess with it.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds.
All right, so that's pretty cool. And all these effects are kind of built in. So let's give it a little reverb as well. And this is cool too, because you get like plate and spring and all that stuff. We're gonna turn this up.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out.
Super sick, right? So let's also give the bass a little bit of rhythm. And then I'm going to show you how we can change the sounds and stuff as well, because I don't want to use a piano for this. Piano doesn't sound right. I just wanted to show you how you can make a piano actually sound really pretty cool just with a couple effects. But this bass, let's go here and let's do like a rhythm here. Yeah, eighth note might be fun, like just a do, 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 right? Let's try it out.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out.
That's super sick. And there's accents as well, so you can like pop these up, right? Give it a little accent instead of it just going boom, 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 the same. They go boom, bam, boom, 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 right? Give it a little bit of a dancey vibe. But let's keep going. I want to kind of get a cool pocket for this.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out.
That's kind of sick. Now we're getting into like a kind of housey dance vibe here. So this will be kind of like a cool remix vibe that I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm just going to keep kind of flipping through these. We got offbeats. Okay, so there's only a few chord rhythms that are preset. I'm sure they'll come up with more as this program gets, you know, more and more engaged and, you know, they add more stuff to it. But again, you can come in here and add anything you want. So I'm going to just add like the notes that I want and I don't want.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds.
Sick. All right. Now, the next feature that I want to show you, because we're starting to get this to be a little produced up. We want to go to the chords and we want to go to the piano and we can start to choose whatever kind of, like there's a ton of stuff built in. There's plucks, there's strings, there's pads, there's all this stuff. And then there's also a shit ton of Serum presets that this comes with if you have Serum. I don't have Serum installed, so you don't see any here. But if you did have Serum installed, you'd see all the presets and you'd see Serum and all that. But I do have Pigments, and this has Pigments just built right in. We got Omnisphere, we got Contact 8, Contact 7, and Massive X. So I'm gonna open up Pigments, and we're going to hit Select Sound, and then we're gonna open up Pigments and kind of tweak this sound, because it always kind of starts with the welcome, you know, just the basic ass sound that, you know, welcome to Pigments, ho! All right, so we're gonna go to the keys, and I wanna get like some, like kind of belly keys, or maybe even like an electric piano, like a plucky thing. I don't know, something more modern than a damn piano, because that shit's boring as hell. All right, let's check it.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds. Don't let it fall, don't let it fade.
Okay, that's kind of sick. Now let's go to the bass and let's open up a massive X and just get this thing cranking a little bit differently too. So, or we could try this really cool feature, this roll the dice, and this will just like give us a random sound. And this has been really fun. I've gotten really inspired by this.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds.
That's kind of cool, that 80s bass. I'm starting to feel like like we're gonna do like a synth pop, synthwave remix of this, which is really cool. It's getting me inspired to like try different genres, right? Stuff that I really wouldn't usually produce. So let's go in here. I wanted to show you that like roll the dice thing because that's really cool. But I think I want to try the Massive X stuff, and I want to, you know, just mess around with this. So in here, I'm just going to type in bass. We can even go like sub bass, you know, but let's just try some stuff.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds. Don't let it fall, don't let it fade, don't let it fall. Hey,
That's fire as right? Like, come on now. All right, so that is like pretty fun, and I feel like we're in a good spot now. One last thing I want to do is I want to export the MIDI for the chords, but not in the rhythm that we have, in like the syncopated, you know, the golden syncopation rhythm. Not in this rhythm, but just like bar chords. Some bar chords. So this guy, right? So just like bar chord it out, right? And the reason I want to do that is because later, if we want to add a little pad layer, I can't talk anymore, I'm sorry. With like a Juno synth or something, we can do that. So here, I'm just gonna grab this, boom, and pop it in over here. So now I have it for later. And I'll show you how we're gonna use that later when we start to finish up the production here. So now, going back to the chords, let's go back to the golden syncopation here, because I really like that. I thought that was really dope. And I really like the sound, the Pigments kind of sound. It's a little synth wave, synth pop kind of sound. But now I'd like to add some drums. So let's go to Splice and let's just mess around with some drums. And what I'm thinking is like, let's just look for like a synth wave, synth pop kit, right? So synth pop, drums. And then we are trying to sit around what, the 116 mark. So 116 BPM. We'll go in here and we'll say exact 116 or 115. Usually you're going to have more in the 115 area. Let's go 115, and then we can always stretch it, like time stretch it. And let's listen to some of these drums, and I'm going to pull these in when I find something, and you'll see that in the video. I don't know if you'll hear me kind of previewing through these sounds. All right, so I found some drums that I like in Splice, and they're at 115 BPM. In Logic Pro, you can hold down Option, and you can drag it so it's perfectly 116. And let's hear these previewed in with what we have so far with all this stuff we've done in Wingman. Now, one thing you need to understand is when you have Wingman open, you're gonna hear what's playing out of Wingman, what's captured. You got the chords, the bass, the vocals, etc. If you close out Wingman, right, like if I click that, then all I'm gonna hear is what's in the DAW. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So for example, I'm gonna play what we have right here with Wingman closed.
go and live in the moment, baby.
Right, sounds like shit. It's just the vocal and the drum. So it doesn't really make sense. So when I open up Wingman, you're now gonna hear what's in here, okay?
Go and live in the moment, baby. In the moment you'll find.
And the idea is that you're just going through a flow state with Wingman. I think that that's the biggest, you know, working thing. Like that's the workflow of what this plugin is. So you're just like going and going and going and building out stuff, almost like how you would in FL Studio or something, right? Like you're just locked in. And then once you get something that you really like, you can export the wave or the MIDI or the stems or whatever else you want to do. So that's what I'm going to start to do now because I feel like this is at a good spot. So I'm just going to grab the chords, pop them over here, grab the bass, pop it here. And then we also have the MIDI for the Studio Grand, right? So what I'm going to do here is open up a new VST. and we're going to finish this song off. So I'm going to open up like the Juno 6, right, from Arturia, and let's just give like a pad, you know, something that's going to pad out. There you go, 80s PWM pad. Perfect. Pulse wave modulation, I think that's what that is. I don't know, but here we go. So we're going to call this Juno. Do you know what I mean? And we're going to turn it way down. And then we have the chords, we have the bass, right? We're going to bring these up here, and we'll just kind of hide these for now because these are just like the MIDI from earlier, and then the voice memo, right? I'm just going to click here and go hide. And now we have our full kind of chorus stack here, and let's just play everything together.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds.
Not a fan of those drums, so let's find better drums because those aren't really like hitting the right vibe. This needs to be much more like epic and cinematic, I feel like. All right, got some new drums here. These are a little bit more dancey, a little bit more house. And I feel like they have a little bit more of that darker kind of vibe that we're going for. And I want to turn the bass up, and I like these little like bell chords down a little bit. And then we're going to mess around with the mix with the Juno. And then on the vocals, let's just throw a little bit of reverb, you know, something to make it a little bit more interesting. And then we'll have our chorus. And you guys let me know how I did, you know, from a voice memo to a full chorus section here. And I did this all pretty quickly. Like, you know, I could spend a lot more time on this, obviously, but, you know, let me know what you think. All right, here it comes. I'm just going to throw like something on the master bus as well. Maybe like a limiter or something, God particle, something here. Go bada bing, right? Give you guys some gas here. And let's hear what we ended up with here.
Go and live in the moment, baby. In a moment, you'll find out. Sunlight warm in your morning lately, but I know you're calling clouds. Don't let it fall, don't let it fade, don't let it fall. Don't let it fall, don't let it fade, don't let it fall.
Pretty dope, right? Like not bad for a voice memo. Taking this to, you know, a full produced kind of vibe here. Now, of course, we can add a ton more. Like there's vocal stacks and melodies and counter melodies and harmonies we can add to everything. But in a quick time, we got a really cool flow state going with this Wingman plugin. And I just want to introduce that to you in this video, of course. And check it out. I'll leave a link in the description so you can pick it up, demo it, and make something out of it and see if it works for you. All right, and that's it. You guys, if you got anything out of the video, show some love in the comments. Hit that like button. It really does help the channel. It helps me kind of reach more people that need this kind of information, want to get more inspiration, motivation for making their music and finishing their music. And that's what I'm here for. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.